A great signal event in the years is my 23 years as a high school principal, and I always said a few words, welcoming words at those ceremonies, and I reviewed several of them, before I came. But I'm not going to go to any kind of formal lengths that some of those focused on. But certainly the concept of mortality that John had introduced a couple of days ago, and that John Durf was again talking about, is important to us. And that reminds me of the things that I have around the house that I often say to Beth, if I go, as the actuarial table say before you, be sure that pass on to the kids the meaning of some of these things, like the city that saved itself coin that was struck, that I guess foolishly, maybe from a collector's standpoint, drilled a hole in so that Beth could wear it on a keychain. But that's in the memorabilia box. So tell them about that. But as we're gathered here, and I can look over across the field and see my 6th grade classroom, 5th grade, and 4th grade over there at Jefferson, and the days that perhaps I wasn't paying attention. One of my friends claimed that it was in the age before this, being ADHD, and he said he was that was always his problem, and he was always math phobic, even though he had a PhD. And the teachers in elementary school said, "Now Norbert, you just sit in the back of the room and keep quiet, and you'll pass." So when he got his PhD at the University of Cincinnati in modern European history, and he came to Florida, and he had to have a certificate, an administrator's certificate. He had to go take a test, so we had to coach him up big time on math at that time. But so that's things have changed. When we were young, there were signal events, and certainly the assassination of Kennedy. And I was in the same class with Carolyn that day at 2:15 when Bob Smith came over the PA and made that announcement, and it was a tough time. But I think in many ways it's a tougher time today for the younger generation. I think we all have a certain fear for our kids and for our grandchildren about what the future holds for them, and hoping that they're going to be able to be, in many cases, as successful in life as we were. And I think that we always hear the term, but we are it. We're the baby boomers. We're the core of that. That's an amazing thing to be. Many of the speeches that I've given, I try to have a central theme, and maybe this one's not going to have one, but are you
getting there?
One of the things that I worked on is I looked up the was focused on state mottos. In Michigan, they've got some Latin thing that means, if you're looking for a pleasant peninsula, look around you. What a dumb state motto. What a dumb state motto. Here in Minnesota, it's okay too, but it's really not, good for a theme. Ljturner, Star of the North, or pardon my French, and poor French. I think the best one, and that I've spoken about before, is North Carolina, esse quam videre, to be rather than to seem. And I think that that's a good message for life, and it's never too late to embrace that. So as we all go on, hopefully we can do and be what we want other people to see us as, to actually be that rather than to just seem. So love you all. It's been a great 50 years.